Hi, and welcome to 2D4, a live play D&D stream. I guess we're doing this now. This is our campaign 1, entitled Come Hell or High Rollers. Our last session was our session 0 is simply introducing the characters and the world. Rather rough, but we got it done. And in the time of that episode and this one, we have had a new member join our party. Daniel, if you would like to introduce your character.
Yeah. So my character is Oxus Dawnfang. He is let me pull up my character sheet real quick. He is a third level fighter, Leonin, the Lion Man, and I have just been wandering most of the main continent trying to kill monsters for about the past 19 years.
Alongside him, we have our. I'm trying to do this in a very professional manner, and it's not going very well. I'm also joined by Noah. Gonna do like a little mini introduction.
Hi, I'm Noah, also known as Vast Moon of the Night Sky, Tabaxi Sorcerer of aberrant Mayan origins. Yeah, just no deep in the book.
I'm also joined by my friend Connor.
I am Connor. I am playing Mihaingo. He is a half-elf swashbuckler rogue. I plan on multiclassing into Warbard soon enough.
Ooh. As well as Michelle.
Hello, I'm Michelle, and I'm playing as Mike Smith, who is a Circle of Spores druid, who's kind of like Indiana Jones, out in the woods, taking care of invasive species by basically hunting them down. Yeah. I don't know.
Last, certainly not least, our host for the evening, Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I am playing Curie Longstrider, a Harangon Path of the Beast Barbarian.
Alright. So, all of you going throughout your various things throughout the day, we had run through our session 0 trying to get just the gist of what an everyday life situation might be for every character, and I think it'd only be fair to do the same with our newest member. So, Daniel, where would we find you? Where would the camera open up on?
So my guy would probably be in the mountains near, however that town was pronounced.
So, Haverhaug.
I'm in the mountains near there. Today, probably just relaxing, found one of the little streams and going fishing.
Okay. If you want to make a, what would we say fishing would be? Nate, what would you think? Like I said,
Fishing.
you're the other
either
one that's going to be fishing.
It'd probably be something with. It's patience for sure. Probably dexterity, and a combination of either dexterity or strength if you're reeling it in. Otherwise,
Okay, then I have an idea. If you want to make a survival check to see if you find a good place for fish.
All right. Oh, why'd I roll twice?
Yeah, I think you have always advantage on your character sheet. If you click
Gotcha.
on the cog to the right of spells, you can change your roll queries to either never roll or I do advantage toggle is what I do.
Advantage toggle. Yep. There it is. So rolled a nice 7.
Not having much luck. you're finding some fish, but none that would be either they're just not appetizing, as you know you've tried it before, or they're just simply too small to have any real nutritional value. As you walk along the creeks, that if it makes it easier for you to call it, you can just call it Hill Haven, the town. As you walk along the creeks surrounding Hill Haven, you got to fix your straps a little bit every now and then. The pack on your back getting rather heavy, and if you have anything else you want to do other than just continue trying to fish the rest of the day.
No, my days mostly just consist of, wandering along, finding food, and if I happen upon a monster, go ahead and try to slay said monster.
Okay.
So pretty calm, average lifestyle until I find monsters.
Yeah. And this is going to be all one thing that's about to happen. Come the evening of a random night, doesn't have to be anything in particular, all of you go your own ways into sleep, but all of you dream. Whether you dream normally or not, or how lucid your dreams normally are, you awake, each of you, laying on your back, staring up towards an endless void of stars. And as you begin to stir, you realize that you are laying in about 2 to 3 inches of water just on your back, just sitting there. What do each of you do?
Well, I would sit up and start looking around and try to gain my bearings of where I am.
Okay. You would sit up, and you would realize rather quickly that you are not the only person in this landscape. Across from you, you would see a Harengon, a rabbit folk being, and you would see to the left of them, you would see a dark, all black tabaxi. And as you look around, you see that there is a rather large Leonin folk. You see a wood elf, and all 5 of you stir and realize that you are all seeing each other in this dream. None of you know who each other is. You have no idea if this is just a dream or if whatever this is. But as you all begin to stir and wake, as you all stir and wake, the pool of water that you all lay in does not move at all, does not react to movement. It stays as still as glass, reflecting no light, as no light is reaching it. So it's just a pool of black liquid.
Like a deprivation tank, almost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do we have any of our belongings that we kind of went to sleep with?
You would have what you went to sleep with, yes. If you had weapons in your hand or on you, you would have them. But if it's just in sleeping clothes and whatnot, then you would. That's how you would be.
Okay.
Are we wet at all, or damp, or is it just
No?
Okay.
No, you can feel it. It's wet to the touch, but the moment you draw your hands from it, your fur is still dry.
Right. This is unusual, but not the weirdest thing.
Who are you people?
Have I drunk too much again? Is this just another weird dream of mine?
Wait.
I am unsure myself.
Oh, fiddlesticks. I thought I ate the right fruits.
I go ahead and just try to claw my forearm, see if I actually feel pain.
You do.
I don't know.
You actually you roll Yeah, roll a d4.
Uh-oh.
D-
7 to hit.
oh, your claw attack. You hit yourself, but yeah. It would be.
7 damage.
That's a, yeah, you
Oh,
you dig
no.
a little bit too deep, but yeah, it hurts. There's blood. You're there.
I'm
Yep.
gonna go.
We're here.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast dancing lights just so I can, get a little bit more light in this area, and just kind of spread them out.
They work. They are very dim, far more dim than they normally are. Like normally, it's like the dancing lights have what, like a 10-foot range of like bright light.
Yeah. What is it?
I think it's 10 feet of dim light.
Yeah.
Which one of you summoned us?
Wasn't me.
But for the lights, you're getting at most maybe 5 feet worth of dim light. But you can all see each other rather clearly.
I can
If like
barely
night,
cast a
slightly
spell.
devoid of color.
Again, not the weirdest thing, but still weird.
Unless alcohol summoned you, then it wasn't me.
I mean, you look familiar. But,
I don't recognize any of you.
I think the short
Are you okay?
I never.
Well, I don't think any of you would recognize each other.
Well,
You all turn behind you. You all turn behind you. Each of you individually hears this voice from behind you. As you turn, you look and see nothing, and you turn back, and standing in the center of all of you, there is a. He's a high elf, but he is not lithe like the general Fey folk. He is built tall. He is 6'6" about there. He looks to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 250, 260 pounds, pure muscle. And he's standing there with his arms crossed. As imposing a figure as he cuts, looking at him, you can see he has kind eyes, if a little sad. I brought you here.
Just out of a reflex of being surprised, I reach for a rapier that's not there because I didn't go to sleep with it.
He like as you do a quick reach, his head does snap just to the side, just to look at you. I brought you all here because I have nobody else to turn to. I know none of you will know me. My name has been cut from any records. I was once called Adric. I was a part of the group of heroes that saved this world 700 years ago. I'm
What
sure.
you want of us?
Well, it's less of what I want, and it's more of what Vaeo needs. My mistress and I sense within each of you a link of sorts to the heroes of the past. Now, I couldn't tell you how exactly it works, but I sense the same potential in you that I sensed in all of them when we traveled together. I feel you have the strength to save this world, and I know I'm being vague about what, but I'm sure you've noticed, and he would look at Mihangil, that the Fell Towers is not exactly contained to the Northern Hemisphere.
Oh, believe me, I know that all too well.
I know. It was not meant to solely be contained to the northern part of this world. It was meant to be simply stuck upon that floating rock in the north, just to rot forever. But its reach has grown and I am too far away to be able to influence it myself, nor my mistress. So I must ask all of you, and I know this is a lot. It is a very, very large ask. If you would all meet in this town, and he puts his hand forward, and you can see like the sigil. If you who is trained in Arcana right now?
I would. I would be Moon.
Okay.
He's-
Mihangil, you were talking
No,
about
I'm
it,
taking
but
it.
not
I'm,
right
I'm
now.
taking it when I get bard levels.
Okay. Then Moon, if you want to make an Arcana check.
Yep.
Oh yeah. This is the shimmering orange magic of illusion. As you watch as the runes roll the palm of his hand, and each of you sees a flash in your eyes, and it clears, and you see a rather large town. No overly large buildings daunting over one another, but a conglomerate of buildings that don't fit one particular style or race. You can see Goliaths walking the streets with orcs, humans walking down the streets. You even see a couple of dwarves, as rare as that is, and every now and then you swear you can spot an elf. If any of you would like to make a history check,
Not me.
I'll go again.
Oaxis can make one at advantage.
Well,
22.
Yes. Moon, I would say it's like the study of the geographical landmass is not exactly your
Yeah.
purview
No.
per se.
Don't care for it.
Yeah. And
Dirt is
Oaxis, it's been too long since you were anywhere near anything that looked like that you're not quite sure what it is. But Mihangul, you know this. You know it far too well. This is the town of Almansthorpe, or the Everytown. The town where every race in the north has one central hub, and it is this town, sitting at the base of the Devil's Crater. You know this town because very soon you are to be sent off to be a delegate for the elven people in this town. Delegate with in quotations.
Well, as it seems, I was already headed there.
where is there?
Almansthorpe.
Oh, I gotta go back there.
That is quite far.
City on the crater.
I've heard of that town. I've never left the island before, but I've heard of that town.
Wait, island? What island? Are you perchance Presentian?
How fast do we need to make our way there?
The situation is dire, but I would urge you, if you would travel to Almansthorpe, to take care. I would leave as soon as possible, but not in such a manner that would bring about harm to yourself.
Yeah, it might take some time, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Happen.
I'm not asking this simply out of the goodness of all of your hearts. There are things that I can give you, things that I could teach you, each of you. If you would be but willing.
I was already headed there. I may as well. And I'm not one to turn down a reward.
I'm not so sure. I've never been to the big city, and I don't really like get around crowd of people. I prefer to stay in the woods or some desolate ruin.
I understand. And the woods the woods that the wood elves have built along the coast are beautiful. But if the tower in the north remains unchecked, even your precious world tree will succumb to it.
And I can't allow that. I guess I'll push through to protect this forest that will here.
Real quick, Michelle, you're very quiet.
Will we be reimbursed for any travel expenses? That's a no. I can already tell that's a no.
As I said, I cannot give you anything physical, but I can give you strength, and I can teach you things if you would choose to. I have gifts for each of you.
All right, now we're talking.
You see Moon's ears kind of twitch a little bit.
Curie is gonna pipe up. Is it that new hunting bow I've been looking for the past 5 years? Ma and Pa want to let me have one.
No, I'm not certain it would be that.
You said
It's
nothing
more.
physical.
It's more in here. And he takes a single step towards you, but as he takes that step, you notice he is right in front of you. Like he took that step at a far more distance than what he looked like he did. And he just pokes you just right in the chest. And as he does so, we had discussed this, and I have to find my notes because I did not bring them up. There it is. Okay. This is going to be mechanically. He is going to give each and every one of you an individual side quest type of thing that I have worked out based upon your character. So it will pertain to each of you as your own person.
Okay.
So Curie, as he touches you, you see this vision of a warrior that there's no features, you don't even really see armor, but they are wielding a weapon that your people would know on the island as a nagitana. It is a sword staff, but the blade is like of a shorter katana styled blade. And you watch as they move with such fluidity and grace and absolute fury that they are moving faster than anything that should be able to move like that. Your personal quest is going to be, and you might want to write this down, upon killing 25 enemies with critical hits, you will gain the extra attack feature, as if like just an additional. So be it at level 5 when you get your second. Whenever you complete that quest, you will gain a third.
Okay.
Do we see this, or is it just personal to Kirei?
It's you can't see anything, but you can sense either, especially you, Moon, would sense either power or knowledge being given to Curie.
Interesting.
Oaks just kind of grabs necklace around his neck and just is staring intensely at the entity in front of him.
Or you. And he looks over at you, Moon.
Oh.
you seek something. Something beyond knowledge itself.
I mean,
The progenitor of knowledge itself. What giveth you your powers?
it is a person of interest, yes.
My gift to you, it will require a great deal of effort, but my gift to you will help you reach this being you so seek. Give me just a moment, as I bring up the exact thing of yours I wanted to do, so I don't like misword this and it come out half-formed.
Gotcha.
Please, laptop, load.
And this gentleman's name is Aedric?
Adric, Aedric, Adric.
Okay.
At the E and the I flipped. Dang it.
Mhm. You, as he steps towards you, he places his hand not on your heart where he had placed Curie's, but he places his thumb directly on your forehead, and you are taken to this similar dreamscape that you've seen before. You've only seen it once, and this is where you've theorized this might be where your power comes from. You're looking, it's a similar scape, the dark endless stars above you, but you are standing on firm, solid ground. And as you look amongst the stars, as you had previously, you notice that some of these stars move and are congealing into this large, fully formed constellation of a being. And you watch as they look down at you, and then point off into the distance. And as you look that way, you feel your brain, as you understand it, your powers come from somewhere beyond, and it takes a great amount of mental fortitude to even use your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Upon gaining this, like, each of these things will count as it's together. So like if you do one or the other, they'll both count as like this one counts as one, this one counts as one. It compounds.
Mm-hmm.
Upon either reducing psychic damage or saving a throw against a charm effect or saving a throw against a fear effect, a total of 30 times, the bonuses from your psionic defense at level 6, you will gain immunity to psychic damage, and you will have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. A successful save against being charmed or frightened will allow you to put that same effect on the person that was trying to put it upon you at your spell save DC.
Okay, so you said
If someone tries to...
with the
Yes.
damage reduction, I'd basically just get immunity to it.
Yes, whenever you complete that quest, that's when that will be upgraded.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it'll be like if somebody tries to cast Charm Person on you, you have advantage on the save, and if you save, you can force them to make the Wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be charmed. Like basically, you're just pushing the charm effect or the fear effect back at them.
Okay.
And you feel that with these exemplary defenses of the mind, it would be much easier to reach out to this person that you feel gives you your strength.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I know it is a great deal. I know not what gives you your power. It was lost long before I was around. for you. And he steps over to you. Michi, what did you say your character's name was?
Lysina? Like the scientific name of mushrooms? Or
Ah,
other?
that makes sense. He steps over to you. That's what we're not doing, Remy. We're not barking right now. Ruin the moment. Your goal is admirable. And you look out for your people whether or not they look out for you. That is beyond admirable. And I know I'm asking you to leave everything you've ever known. So what I give you, I do not give lightly.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good. And he holds out his hand for yours.
Okay. I guess I reach out my hand hesitantly.
Mhm.
Still,
And he
kind of a
he
big
doesn't
forest.
reach. Yeah, he doesn't reach for your hand. He just waits for you to even make contact with his hand. And in that moment, you are transported to your forest. Only it's a different version of your forest. It's rotting, but
Oh, no.
not in a natural way. Not in a way that would be like natural. I'm going through the word again, but not in a way that would be okay. Not in a healthy manner. Not in a way that says it is to die only to rise again. It is deathly necrotic. And you sit there unmoving, but you feel the nature around you and your roots as you look down. And look down is a word for it, but you realize that you are the world tree in the center of this forest, with your roots reaching everywhere,
Well,
giving out all of the energy that you have left to just keep your forest alive.
this is a horrifying
On-
vision.
Oh yeah. Upon where is it? Where'd it go? I lost it. There it is. Okay. Upon using your symbiotic entity form,
Mhm.
upon using that a total of 50 times, it's a lot, but it's one of your core features, so I expect you might use it a lot.
Okay.
You will instead, upon entering symbiotic entity, not instead, in addition to what you would normally get, you would gain resistance. Where is it? I'm just making sure that, like, I gotta run through this again to make sure that's not already a part of, like, later bonuses to that. Yeah, no. You would gain resistance to all forms of bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Okay.
And you can cast the name of the stupid spell, David. And you will be able to cast the Awaken spell once per day at its regular casting time without cost.
Okay.
which the Awaken spell allows you to take a shrub or a tree or anything of like an intelligence of 3 or less, and turn its intelligence into a 10, making it a sentient, functioning being.
Ooh, okay.
Essentially, you would turn a tree into a treant, and things like that. You could like awaken a say a small lizard, and it would become a 10 intelligence, which is the intelligence of a commoner, so you would be of average intelligence to everybody else.
And does that awaken last or like? Oh,
What? Oh no, it lasts forever.
okay.
Yeah, the spell specifically states that the awakened beast or plant is charmed by you for 30 days or until your companions do anything harmful to it. When the charmed condition ends, the awakened creature chooses whether or not to remain friendly to you based on how you treated it while it was charmed. So for the 30 days after you awaken it, it will always be friends to you unless you or your people decide to hurt it, and then after that it will pick whether or not it wants to stay friendly.
Well, thank you very much. I won't take your gift for granted.
What I showed you, I know it was a lot. But that is what will happen to your forest if the Fell Tower is not stopped.
I understand.
For you, my elven friend,
Yes.
Connor, I believe we had discussed something for Mihangil, and I'm trying to roll through our messages about it. But
I remember the reward. I don't remember what the condition was for it.
what was the reward again? It might bring it back to my head.
Swashbuckler, or not Swashbuckler, Arcane Trickster's Mage Hand Legerdemain.
The Ledgermane, yes. Okay. Give me just a moment. Excuse me, sorry. Trying to find the thing. Okay. So he then turns from Mycena, and as he turns, he is already standing in front of you. I know why you do what you do. And I know, despite your birth and your noble heritage, your life hasn't exactly been spoon-fed to you or easy in most fashions.
Told me about it.
I don't intend to. I didn't live your life. But if you would accept my gift, and he reaches out and he claps your shoulder, and you are in a gala once again at another ball, and you're not exactly you. You're a bit shorter than normal, actually quite a bit shorter, about a good 2.5 feet shorter. You would say you are somewhere around the size of a halfling height. And you are weaving your way, dancing through the party, all the while just plucking purse strings and just pulling them with you, and something catches your eye. There's a small ring sitting next to a pile of gold, right next to the chair where you can only assume a king sits. And he is sitting there and he is feasting and he is laughing and he is talking with his people, and you silently and quietly send your hand forward, and from your hand comes this other ghostly version of it that quickly disappears. But you know where it's going. And you watch as it loops under the ring and pulls it away ever so silently. And as it wraps its hand around the ring disappears with the hand. You then make your way out as the mage hand comes back to you. You know you're not the only one here. You're not the only person looking for that ring. And in your movements you spot one. Another person going for the same thing as you. Thinking about it for a moment, well, wouldn't exactly be a good trickster if I didn't keep this up, would you? And you send your hand out once again with the ring in tow, and you just let the hand hold the ring out so where it's visible right in front of this person. And they see it stop. What? And they you bring it back in your hand and whisk it back to you. Upon your successful pickpocketing ventures, sleight of hand, be they with a regular mage hand or by yourself, a successful number of sleight of hand checks equal to 20. It's quite a few sleight of hand. These ones will have to be somewhat meaningful sleight of hands. I'm not going to count you just walking past a commoner and just being like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna take this. I'm not going to allow that. But you will gain the Mage Hand Legerdemain from the Arcane Trickster, the invisible spectral mage hand that you can open locks, doors, and pick with thieves' tools at. But at the same time, this is a two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Upon I would say, trying to figure out how we'd do this. Upon successfully using someone else distracting a target, I know you don't have to being a swashbuckler, but upon successfully using someone else distracting an opponent to kill said target, you will also gain the Versatile Trickster ability from the Arcane Trickster, which is 13th level. It's normally 13th level. You would gain the ability to distract targets with your mage hand. As a bonus action on your turn, you can designate a creature within 5 feet of the hand created by the spell. Doing so gives you advantage on attack rolls against that creature until the end of the turn.
And that is on how many successful?
That
using
is,
an ally for sneak attack?
yes, that would be an additional 15 times of successfully using somebody else to kill somebody with traditional rogue sneak attack. My mistress has allowed me to see many of the things that all of you have done in life. Each of you with your own grand splendor. My rabbit friend, you have nearly fished some species out of certain rivers, not to extinction, just to the point where they might not want to live there anymore. You're good with that fishing rod. Moon, we have guessed that, I say guessed, we know, you've made your way through 87.3% of that university's library. And there's still quite a few books left.
I see no
can I say?
You've saved that forest and the people that lived there more times than they could count. And definitely more times than they think you could. And Mihungal, I know it's out of pure spite is the right word, but it feels strong. But we cannot deny that you aren't good at it. And Leonin...
Oh.
Do what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And our Leonin friend. Do not think I have saved you for last, for I have nothing for you. I know what you carry. It is a great burden. And a second chance. If only you would let yourself... If only you would allow yourself to feel it again. And he will come in with arms wide, trying to give you a hug.
Moon's just gonna lean over to whoever's kind of beside him and be like,
What does he carry?
I just stay there clutching
No idea. I've never seen him before.
my necklace.
Guess that's fair. I don't know who you are either. So
He sees you sitting there clutching, and he won't, hug you against like your will or whatever, but he will lay a hand on your shoulder. It does get easier, and you and I are going to have this conversation private because I already have it planned out. But you and I are going to have this conversation elsewhere.
10-4.
And as he releases your shoulder, he turned what?
I just give a nod after he releases.
Okay. You all mean so much to this world. You have the potential to be far more than we ever could. I hope we chose right. And you see as he looks down to the ground a little bit. You're the last hope this planet has. And with that, you all blink and you wake up in your own beds. Whether or not you wake up startled, you bolt awake, or if it's just a calm awakening, you all find yourselves awake when wherever you were sleeping that evening, knowing that this was real.
Is my arm still bleeding?
No. You do take the damage, though.
Okay.
Well, I say to myself.
Still evening, a full rest has not been gained yet, just so you will get that health back.
Well, I say to myself, I guess it's Roman's thought.
I look to my side and just say we're going back.
I have to make plans.
I should find that book fellow. He said he was from the same place that I am. Need to ask my mum what a university is.
A rabbit, a lion, half elf, and another elf. Better be books.
What could go wrong?
There better be books. Oh, I should pack books. The late feast. Yeah.
Over the next few days and weeks, you all arrange travel, and this is gonna your money is your money. I'm not gonna charge you for this. We'll just add this as this was what funding you had to book passage, get the stuff that you needed. What money you have left is what money you have left.
Gotcha.
Mihungil, you are sent out within the week by your parents. Now remember, Almansthorpe is a place where all sorts gather. Everybody is welcome. And you are to be the delegate of the elven people, so we expect you do what's right.
Oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't deign to do anything to upset your image.
Boy,
Staring
take this
at it.
seriously. Whether or not your blood is what it is, your name is what it is.
I am well aware of who I am.
Indeed. And your travel sets out from the elven capital in the south, through the mesas and the bazaar, up into the dwarven city, through the mountains, to the human capital, and along the main trails, crossing the rivers, until you get to Almansthorpe. It takes you a good while, as the land does stretch far longer than it had seemed to previously. I would put it about from the elven capital to the Mesa's Bazaar is about 100 miles. Looks about right to me, at least.
80 to the bazaar.
You sure?
Each square is about 40 miles.
Or 60. Or no, 40? I'm sorry. 120. I was doing 20s.
So it's about 2 days per square.
Yeah, I was doing 20 feet per square, or 20 miles per square, not 40 miles.
That's gonna
And
take-
you would absolutely be sent with a carriage. It would be the least taken care of carriage and the not as best horse, but it is. But you are driven there.
That they also
what?
see. I would like to point out that they also still see me as a child because, like, half elves only live to 180, so I put my character as 30. But high elves don't reach adulthood until 100.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
And yeah,
It is parents.
Moon would definitely try and find the rabbit person who said island.
Yeah, easily enough. They are across the. They are just across the city from you.
Then Curie mentioned that she was going to ask her mother and father what a university is.
Oh,
Big
darling, the fancy people school. Where all the folk who want to learn something more than what you need in life go.
Aye. There's a person I need to meet there.
What person are you meeting at a uni?
He's a black cat. Apparently, he looks like one of those book fellows.
Right. Will you be gone long? We'll be back for supper.
I think this might be something I'm gone for a while for. I don't know if I'll be back today. I'll try to be back today, but I'm heading out on a trip soon, Ma.
All right. Where to?
Almansthorpe, apparently.
Where's that? I don't remember a town called Almansthorpe on the island.
Apparently, it's not on the island. It's in the big land.
Oh, and why are you going?
Apparently, this big spectral black figure that told me that. And Kira's just gonna go on with the entire experience of everything that she just had the night before, or how.
Oh yeah,
how,
you
just rambling.
your mother questions everything every now and then. Your dad is on board. So he said, and he did what? Right, and you got to go to this fancy place.
But apparently,
Ooh.
the book fella, he lives here. He was one of the people that I saw.
All right. Well, good luck finding him, and remember, take care of yourself. Eat proper, drink proper. Make sure you clean out your hair every now and then because it can get a little matted.
I'll try not to get in too many fights. You know how that goes.
No, you won't. And easily enough, Moon, would you be actively looking for Kiri as well? Would y'all pass each other randomly?
I would be searching for Kiri with the help of Rex,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Kanan guy from before.
Yeah, and I didn't give you a description of Rex. He is he would be like a Doberman, like a bipedal Doberman.
That's exactly what I imagined him as. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, awesome. Yeah,
And who are we? And we're looking for who?
I had something with a Q, a C, a K, Kura, Car.
Like a Curie, like the rabbit Curie, the hunter.
You know them?
You don't get out of the library much, do you?
Rex, the library is my home.
No, you have a dorm.
Wait, I do? Wait,
Yes.
I know I did.
Your scholarship paid for it.
Well, I mean, you know. Oh, Moon's not young, by the way. Moon's pretty old. I do want that to be known. Moon's like 47.
Okay. All good.
Oh, well, you know, comes with age, I guess. You get enraptured in books and you don't wish to leave. But I mean,
And somebody's telling you to leave, I guess.
kinda, yeah. But if you know where this person is, then yeah, by all means, please make introductions.
I know of them, and I know who we could ask. There's
She
the
thing about drinking, so I assume.
yes, but there's too many bars that she is likely have been kicked out of. But I know that if we go to the one big butcher in town, that's where she'll sell most of her pelts that she hunts.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So easily enough, Rex, surprisingly helpful, sniffs out the butcher shop rather easy because he is a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd imagine, Kira, you'd be trying to go to the butcher to get rid of that pelt before you left to try and get some spare gold.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
This will be just mechanically whatever you barter, end up bartering for this. It doesn't really matter. That's what's going to be used for the ship trip.
Okay.
So you would walk into the butcher, and you would see the back of this rabbit folk standing there, and you would be arguing, Kiri, with the proprietor of this butcher. I'm going to continue with the irony. He is a porcine man. He is a pig man, like a hog. Like, think if anybody's played Beyond Good and Evil. Hogman.
You say Hogman, I think of the mages from Demon Souls.
I would look up Beyond Good and Evil. That's exactly what I'm trying to go for with this guy's looks.
I know what you're going for. Yeah.
Yeah. And he'd sit there with his apron across his like super fat stomach that doesn't even cover most of his stomach. And he's just sitting there and he's huffing at you and he's like, I don't know what good's a orange beaver for. I don't think. What am I gonna sell that for?
Oh, you haven't seen a pelt like this before, have you? I'm one of the best hunters in this damn town. I bring this exquisite piece in. I know what I'm trying to get out of this.
Yeah, I know what you bring in. I did look at this blue one here that you brought in last week, and the green one the week before that, the red and the yellow one from 2 weeks before that, and I ain't managed to sell any of them.
Those are common
No,
colors.
but
You
I
don't
ain't-
see an orange one
I
ever.
I haven't seen any of those ever either, and I can't manage to sell them because nobody knows if it's real or not.
Well, apparently nobody's got good taste.
Telepathically, Moon's just gonna ask Curie, did you paint those?
What is this weird words in my head? Hello?
Did you paint those beavers?
Why would I paint the beavers? These are actual beavers.
Are you saying this out loud or just
No,
mentally?
Curie would definitely be saying this out loud.
Is Moon just gonna walk up and
Did
be
you
like,
paint them? Did you?
Moon's just gonna walk up and like tap her on the shoulder and be like, may I?
A little startled, she's like, hello? Oh, you're the one from the dreams.
Yes, you are the other one from the dreams. Rex vaguely knows you, and Moon will just kind of motion back towards Rex and be like, "You can leave now, Rex. Thank you."
Oh, okay. Should I tell the professor you're probably not coming in for the next few lessons?
I mean, I've already been ahead, so you know.
That's fair. You'll probably still be ahead by the time you get back.
I mean, I'm packing books, Rex. Of course.
Fair enough.
Knowledge never dies.
All right. Have a safe trip, and he just leaves.
Will do. Yeah. Is this beaver local?
It's a little bit outside of the town. It's more on my neck of the woods.
That seems oddly specific and convenient.
I'd be able to make like a nature check and see if this is natural at all.
You're absolutely good.
Oh. 15.
Do you know there are exotic species of like giant beaver? Them coming in like these like very, very out there colors is not unheard of, but it is extremely rare. And the fact that this bunny seems to say that they have caught all of these other ones hanging up, she's good.
I mean, how much did you pay her for those other pelts? Did you buy those other ones? She said.
I bought them because they were weird and exquisite and exotic looking. I paid her 5 gold apiece for them.
I will buy them back from you.
What?
Yeah, I like pelts. And mentally, he's gonna be like, they're worth way more than 5 gold. Back to Curie. Yeah, how much for all of them?
Well, with the orange one.
Well, she hasn't sold you the orange one because you didn't buy it. So.
Well, I mean, well.
No.
Fine. The other previous 5 pelts. Well, with those 5, I say about. Call it 35 gold.
5 apiece, but.
I gotta make a profit off of these somehow.
30.
Make a persuasion check.
10.
35. I gotta make profit off of these just sitting here.
Fine. Okay. The exchange happens, I guess, and
Alright.
mentally or out loud, he's gonna be like, "These were worth, at least 3 times that."
Wait, you said that out loud?
Yeah, but I mean the exchange.
Like as you already have them, yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait. As you're walking out.
Yeah, and he's just gonna hand them back to Curry and be like, "We can get more for these. These can pay for the trip."
If you know another
And then a
place to
little
sell
something.
these, absolutely.
On the road, there are people. I imagine. I don't know. I've never been really one to leave the university, so this is definitely a new experience.
Oh, I've never left the island. I'm excited.
Me as well.
And you book. Sorry.
Yeah, fast moon of the night sky. He just kind of extends his hand.
Kiri Longstrider. And she's gonna grab your hand, a little strong grip.
Ah. Kind of shakes his hand and be like, "Yeah, I like you already."
Y'all are able to book passage on a smaller ship. It was modeled after a 30-man rowing vessel that has like a below quarters deck. So it has like a mainsail mast and then like 15 rowers on either side, and then crew quarters beneath deck. You are expected to row in your shifts as a part of the travel, but it is fairly cheap travel.
Gotcha.
You two would sail your way north along the strait until you reach this inlet here,
Mm-hmm.
and would travel in that ship along that river until you reach the small port town here, which you would disembark. And if one of you or would like to have advantage, or unless you want to wait till you get to the capital, which you're told is about a couple days travel east of this port town.
Advantage on what?
It would be like if it would be advantage on like a persuasion check, or both of you make one for the pelts.
Oh, I mean, should we each make a persuasion check?
Let's do that. Each make a persuasion check, sure.
Yeah. Better than a 10. Oh, okay.
Much better than a 10.
Yeah.
You each recoup the losses to the point where I think you would each have a even through the trip, you would each have a net profit of an additional 10 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you paid it. I say cheap, but travel still is expensive, especially over water.
Yeah.
You were able to recoup your losses specifically in buying the pelts, and then recoup the losses of the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So you would travel for a few days, walking or however you would travel, on foot to the human capital, which is massive and full of like primarily humans, but there are half races of other kinds there and other full races. You see a couple of dwarf emissaries there, but nothing too out of the ordinary, other than it being a good 4 or 5 times the size of Feldspar.
I could walk for days. I've tracked an elk for a week straight, I swear. But whatever you prefer.
I mean, I can walk. I'm quick on my feet, so yeah, I feel like a race ought to be in order at some point in time to see how quick you truly are, but...
Well, I can tell you I'm faster than a turtle.
I'm surely faster than that.
Turtle in a hair joke, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You're good. You continue making your way east until you reach the Twin Lock, which is this these twin lakes sitting next to each other. And you continue traveling up the path where the river splits until you cross the twin bridges and make your way into Almansthorpe. And Mycena?
Yes, I am here. I did not teleport away.
Yeah. You awake from your dream, and as always in this forest, as long as you look central, you can find the world tree as it towers over the rest of the forest. Even through the canopy, you can see the world tree.
I guess I awakened startled because of that horrible vision.
A quick surveillance of your surroundings shows that the forest is still healthy as ever. It is fine.
I guess I have no choice but to head out, but I've never been outside the woods. I don't know.
What else is over here?
And you would very much know that the Wood Elf capital, like their big main city, is inside the World Tree, as the World Tree spans a near 15-mile diameter across. Like it's 15 miles across at its base. It is a massive tree.
I'm sorry, I must have missed some of the lore, to be honest, because I went to my mother last time. So,
You're fine.
it's okay if I get like
What?
30 feet or like a short.
I can't quite hear you.
I'll lower the gate. Hang on. Can it go again?
Oh, I was saying I missed some of the lore last time due to the inclement weather. Is it okay that you could repeat some of the, or at least even a shortened version of the area?
It is where your people settled 700 years ago after they were not allowed entry or respite into the elven capital to the south. Your people didn't want to travel as far north, any closer to the Fell Tower, as your people had just escaped from there, but they were not given refuge south of the mountain pass. So you people settled as close to the mountain pass as they could, heading west directly after the valley, and settled in that area, creating that massive sprawling forest over the last 700 years, where they started that forest with the world tree in the very center of it. The city of the Wood Elves lasted, or I say lasted, but it was started as just a set of buildings, and there's like a regular city surrounding this tree, with the tree at the dead center. And as the tree grew, it didn't destroy anything it grew next to. It simply opened up and enveloped them all, to where the inside is like a semi sort of sprawling maze of a city, but like over the time of its growth, it has cleared out like a cave entrance over top, so you could see the city on the inside, but it is still within the tree along the base.
Okay. Sorry, there's still things I kind of still don't understand. Would my character have been? I know that my character is like protecting some part of the forest, and I guess it's the world tree, right? But I thought, I guess she wasn't around big cities before. Was I sorry, this is new to me. Like,
Okay, this is the Wood Elf city is a big city, and it is where pretty much all Wood Elves are born. Even throughout any of the other towns where anywhere else within this forest may be, whenever a child is to be born, they are brought to the World Tree so that they can be bathed in its glowing Fey energy as they are born. So you may have been born there, but you grew up elsewhere in like a different small town, or in the tree if you so wish, and just moved out at some point.
okay. I guess I was wondering how much contact had my character, but I know that's like part of my decision. I just don't know how much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
How do you choose to proceed?
Hmm. I I guess. Don't I have my stuff with me?
Or if you're living in a little shelter, we should gather together before you head out.
How about we at this point? How about we take a quick 10, a quick 5-10, just for everybody to get water, get stuff, and it allows Michelle to come up with some stuff.
Okay.
Not under pressure. So, Nate, if you want to set us on pause, we'll be right back.
Alrighty, we'll be back, guys. We're on the Be Right Back screen, and we will be back.
And welcome back. Just had a quick break so everybody could refresh, hydrate, and all that goodness. So we had left off on Michelle's character, Mycena, the Wood Elf Druid, figuring out their plans to move towards Almondsthorpe.
Okay. I would try to go, I guess, into the big tree, like the city. I tend to live in the outskirts, but I'll try looking for a map or a shop with a map.
Okay. You've been to the outskirts of the forest, I'd want to say, like a few times. You probably like left the forest every now and then, but like try not to, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it takes you I would say like a good like day and a half to get to the port town. Being how deep you were in the forest or however. But you make it there and you find a like a small like naval shop, like just that sells anything that ships might need. And you're in there looking for a map when you spot two familiar figures out the window. A taller blackened tabaxi with a rabbit folk walking next to him that is only just as tall as them because of the ears. Do I have that right? Do the ears on Curie stick up all the way, or do they move independently?
They're not floppy ears. They're typically up and alert.
Okay.
Are they in the shop or outside?
They're outside. They're walking through the town. Looks like they're just making their way through, like they just landed.
So seeing a familiar face in an unknown town, I guess Mycena gets a little bit excited and actually tries to kind of sneak around and see if he can get closer to them.
So you'll not be wanting the map.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, probably not. I scurry out of this.
Right. Are you trying to be sneaky?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to make a stealth check, and the two of you make perception checks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do the stealth. Do the stealthy thing. Ooh. Meat on perception is beat on stealth. So, Curie, those ears up and alert, do catch something ever so slightly plodding behind you. It's like you just hear just behind you just this little quick tippy tap of toes, just stop. Across the street, stop.
After picking up the pattern, she would turn around and see if she can't catch whoever this little sneaky beaky is.
I picture Nate's character walking forward with the ears like turned backwards, listening.
Yeah, just flip around. Just.
So it doesn't mean they found me.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Okay.
found you.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
if a perception check ties a stealth check, the tie goes to the perception check.
Okay, I understand. Like, sorry, didn't mean to, rudely, but I think I know you guys, or at least you guys seem familiar.
Oh, you're also that person from the dreams! Curie's gonna say very out loud.
What? Oh. Yes.
I remember those big fluffy ears. I've never seen anybody.
I think my ears are quite natural, actually. I see these every day.
Well, in any case, have a vast moon.
David, you're echoing quite a bit.
Sorry. It's just my breathing.
Echo is still there.
Oh, sorry. Hey, let me move to the laptop Discord. I think mobile might be trying to kill me.
Quick, the DM's away. Up to shenanigans. Quick, buy the elephant.
Quick by the elephant.
How will he know?
Busts.
Alright, and nuke civilization, go.
Yeah.
We give Gandhi the democracy. All right, so with the 500 pounds of mayonnaise.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I need to turn down Fred Boat real quick.
Understandable.
How does it do? There it is. Alright. So how does that meeting continue?
Do you
Cute.
mind if I tag along with you guys? I really feel lost around here. It took me a while to get out of the woods.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't even know your name, but absolutely. I like I said, I remember you from the dreams.
I'm sorry. My name is Mycena, and I'm just a wood elf, the shrooms druid. And your names?
I'm Kiri Longstrider.
And I am a vast moon. The night sky.
Vast Moon and Cutie. It's nice to meet you.
Ah, you too, Mycena.
Likewise.
Y'all are catching some glances. A few of them are going to be like derogatory, like just like negative emoted glances, but most of them are just curious, as like the folk around here are mostly like they're mostly humans. There are like a couple of orcs. You'll find like a couple lizard folk, but like most of like the people here are humans, and especially there are not any wood elves or tabaxi or Haringen. There's good.
Moon's just gonna lock eyes, or not lock eyes, but just kind of see somebody that's looking at him and telepathically say "boo," like as loud as possible.
Make a wisdom check.
A wisdom check.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think this would be fun.
Okay.
You catch like the few glances that do come your way.
Mm-hmm.
You think better of saying that to a child.
It wouldn't have been to a child. It would have been to just anybody.
Tears.
Okay. He's like maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know this. They don't know me. Yeah.
You do hear like a couple people as they walk by. Fey folk. See many of them around there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have tears from that. I was laughing so hard.
Child, no.
Ooh.
And y'all continue along the way, along the dirt road that leads to the human capital, and then along the Twin Locks, up past the Double Rivers, and all the way to Almondsthorpe. I would imagine that entering the human capital would be a terrifying experience for for Mycena.
Oh hell yeah!
It
I am constantly
is-
hiding behind the bar bunny. And wait, who's the tallest?
I'm 5'4", but my ears stick up.
Yeah, she technically, Kira would be taller because I'm 5'4" as well. Like,
the
spot
ears.
on.
The ears go up. What, close to 7 foot at the ears?
They would be at least a foot and a half on the with the ears, I would assume, at
So
full alert.
Almost
Yeah.
7 foot at the ears.
I would probably be clinging on to the two of them, like constantly trying to dodge people and just feeling overwhelmed. Like constantly remind myself, I'm doing this for the world tree. I'm doing this for the world tree.
And from there, as I said, you would move on up the rivers and then all the way to Almondsthorpe. That leaves us with one left. Oaxis. Sitting along the riverbeds that lead into Hillhome. Hillhaven.
Yep.
Haverhauch, however. You can take the main roads as normal, or you could take the mountain pass. You know, you'll add a couple of days taking the main roads, just going out of the way, but you would add time, but less time than the roads would take just going through the mountain pass. You would know, as that's the path you took last time.
Well, I'll wake up, look around my campsite. Well, everything looks all right. Go back to bed for that night, and then I'll start my trek up the mountains, straight back to Almondsthorpe, taking the most direct route.
Yeah. I will say, when you wake up the next morning, your pack has fallen over, like it is on its side.
Okay. I adjust it, check the inside,
All good.
Close
Everything
it.
accounted for.
throw it on my side, and like I said, pick up camp and head on out.
If you want to make a survival check to navigate the mountains.
Aye, sir.
With ease. Same as you did beforehand, only this time you got an easier climb as the the cliffs leading from the coast are much easier to traverse.
And still see some of my tracks.
Indeed you can. You seem to be the only person that has traveled this path in the last weeks or so. Did you happen to buy that the composite that we had talked about?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
No, not the composite, just a regular one. I didn't have
Okay.
enough gold for the composite.
Right. Well, then, in your travels with that 24 stealth, you would find like this. It's a mountain bird, but it looks like a pheasant. It is a fat pheasant, which is odd seeing this far north up in the cold, especially in this landscape. But it is one of a few that you see, but the others are flying off, and this one seems to have stopped at a bush that's along the switchbacks that you're heading down as you're heading down this side of the mountain on the way to the flatlands to Almondsthorpe.
Alright, well, with my stomach kind of growling at me, go stealthily reach for my bow and attempt to take a shot at said bird.
Okay. If you want to roll a stealth check.
Alright.
We'll give you a perception check actually to see if this fat bird can see you. As a no, so you will have advantage on this.
23.
Yeah. You don't even need to roll damage. You snuff it right through the neck. You save all the meat around the torso. Clean shot.
For my arrow, take it out,
reusable with that shot.
Clean off a little bit of blood. Go ahead, just kind of sit down where we're at. Start cleaning out the bird and set up a fire. That's gonna be lunch.
And that'll be the end of or dinner abouts, because that'll be the end of that traveling day.
Okay.
And then just days go on, you make your way to Almondsthorpe. Probably the quickest one to get there. Very much so, I'd imagine.
Yep, I'll get there. Go find just a little tavern to kind of stay out for the time being.
Yeah, there's an entry tavern at the like just inside the walls, and the building itself looks to be a combination of different styles of construction. It looks to somebody leave?
Just taking a guess, because I noticed that there was a tabaxi and a bunny, whatever they're actually called. I'll go towards the side closer to the human empire.
Okay. Well, this is just like there's like the roads do lead like all into like this city, and it does have multiple entrances. The one you're closest to and the one they would likely be entering from, there is a tavern in between those two entrances, and it's the closest tavern to either entrance.
Sounds good.
So it is a conglomerate of structures between. It looks like it was built in its base as a human structure, but at some point in time has had its roof ripped off and blown apart, and it was replaced with an orcish top structure. So it looks like it's made of like wood and brick along like the actual walls and such, but as it gets to the ceiling and the roofing, it looks to be made of heavy timbers that have leaned against each other, like teepee styles, and then lined with heavy leathers. Like these leathers will probably do better as insulators than the actual tiling roofs of the human buildings.
Nice. Go ahead and just kind of pay for our room for about 2-3 days.
Yeah. Eventually everybody would get there, and I'd imagine you'd all go to the same tavern. You can let me know if I'm telling you what your character would do too much.
No worries. I'd assume, since we didn't have a real discussion during the sleep, that I would imagine we wouldn't get it on the first day.
Well, I don't imagine any of us would like intentionally make our way here. I feel like we were being guided by something, and we would all end up here somehow.
Absolutely. I would say, given the ease of travel that you're going to go through, Mihango, you're probably going to get there second. Between the other two needing to cross the strait, and then they're walking the path, you're on like in a carriage being drawn. Right. You're probably going to get there second, and only like a day or so after Oaxis.
Oaxis.
And this is how you're gonna get to the tavern, because these were the instructions that your parents gave. The cart gets stopped at the door. Standard procedure. Gotta check who you are, if you're carrying anything, standard stuff.
Right.
You hand out the paper to the guard at the gate, and he approves your entry as a delegate of the Elven people. And then the cart takes a swift right turn away from the embassy building that it looked like to be heading towards the center, and makes a stop at a mismatched looking tavern.
Why am I not surprised?
Sorry, sir, this is where he said to drop you.
Of course it is. Very well.
Only following orders.
Oh, I know. You all are.
I'll be here for
the next 2-3 days, give the chance for the horse to rest, and I'll be heading back to the capital. If there's anything you need me to take back, I can.
No, I have everything. I think I'll keep everything here.
Fair enough, young master. Have a good trip.
What time of day is it?
He would arrive. Your driver would get you there at a good time. He would get you there around noon.
I guess I'll search for something to do in the meantime.
It's right outside the tavern. It's like you do smell food other than the because you were still given rations and stuff to eat, even though they were finer rations than most people.
That's fair. I'm hungry. Let's get something.
Well, as he's walking in, I'll just start walking out.
Yeah, and you both like it's the double swing doors like in Western movies, and you both hit the opposite ones and shoulder check each other a little bit.
Hey,
Oh, I was thinking we'd walk past each other and then like turn around. Wait.
Either one works. Leave it up to the roleplay to y'all. Do what you want.
you look familiar.
Yes, I know you.
I've seen you.
The Watcher.
That night?
I think so.
This is weird.
Agreed.
Food?
This is a dude conversation.
I'm hungry. I could eat.
I ate here yesterday. Let's go to a different tavern.
All right. You lead. I'll follow.
Right.
Asking around, it's fairly easy to find a decent establishment. It depends on if you're looking for human, dwarven, elven type establishments, or if you're looking for the rough and tumbler type of establishments that the orcs and Goliaths would bring.
You want elven food?
No, I'm sick of the food. I'll get something else.
Dwarven food.
Sure. It was pretty good on my visit.
Let's go.
Easily enough to find. Building is a touch more squat than normal than like the other buildings that you would find. Still more than sizable enough for everybody to fit in. It's just going to be like, oh, it is. Like you're big, but they do make it to accommodate for everybody.
Oh yeah,
But
because
the
there's
building on
Goliath
the
and stuff here.
Yeah, but the building on the outside, it's shorter than the rest of them and is more ornately made. Like, yes, the elven buildings and their fine architectural structure, dwarven's is like, this is built to last, and it looks amazing. It's dwarven structures, that's how they be.
So yeah, go grab a table. I'll set down my basket to the side of me. So, you got here fast.
I had a carriage. What's in the basket?
Just a little something I need to keep watch over.
All right.
So the dream, there was 5 of us?
You, me, it was the Harangon,
And the Tabaxi.
Tabaxi, and the Wood Elf. So yes, 5.
Interested to see what they'll do when they get here and what we need to be doing.
The Harangon mentioned an island. What was the name of the island again?
That island.
The island is called. Is that like out of
Jazentria.
roleplay?
Yeah, out of character.
Yeah,
Out of character.
Jazentria.
Jazentria?
Yes.
They mentioned an island and a university.
If they're speaking of an island, it's probably
Probably
one off
Jazentria.
to
Off
the
the West
west.
Coast?
Yes.
You would.
It's been some time, but I used to be there.
Oh, really?
Yes. And whereabouts are you from?
Down south in the High Elven capital. Born and
Don't
raised.
Don't believe I've been. Might have to send that one of my next
No.
stops.
No, we're
Oh,
gonna make
I'm
that
sure.
canon. We're gonna make that canon. The Elven capital is just called the Elven capital because they are that pretentious.
I love it.
I mean, Seoul is South Korea. It literally translates to capital city.
Yeah.
I'm sure outsiders say it's beautiful, but I find nothing but cold stares and hatred there. I don't long to go back.
I can't say I really want to go back to my home place that much either. Not for hatred, I just want to experience the world.
You said it's around noonish,
Yes.
so not too many patrons here.
Not too many. Are you at the bar or are you at a table?
I said table.
Yeah, Oaks is the table.
Being at noon, there's not many like servers. Like you'll probably one like the only table occupied with a couple people at the bar itself. So the bartender, they are going to be waiting on you. And she's not at the bar currently. She's probably in the back. She's probably doing they are probably doing the cooking as well.
Okay. If it was more crowded, I'd probably try to case the place, but with so few people, I feel like I'd get caught.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Never know.
We'd probably just continue talking through lunch.
Yeah.
The bartender does eventually come out. You see she is a human woman, very fair skin, freckles along the face, and just think hair like Merida from
Okay.
Brave. Hey, what can I get you?
I'll just take one of your largest lunch meals.
Largest lunch meal, alright. Anything to drink with it? Just be scarfing it down dry.
I'll just take some water.
Right? Any fancy wine for the elven fella?
I'm sorry, say again. I couldn't hear you, David.
Any fancy wine for the elven fella?
No. I'll get what he's having with an ale.
Right? Got 2 big luncheons coming up and an ale and a water. Be right out. And you notice as she walks away, she's rolling up her sleeves and her arms, like up to the wrist, are like covered in tattoos. As she walks away and quickly comes back with your drinks. It says like, I had to whip the chef into shape, but the food should be out right quick.
Thank you. You said you got here yesterday?
Yes, I did. I came roughly from Havenhurga.
Haven't heard of
The
it.
mountains.
Nearest cities would either be the one between the Twin Brooks or somewhere on the coast, though, I imagine.
Something like that.
Food's brought out, and you can continue however you wish. But we're gonna move back.
That awkward dude silence of
Oh yeah.
of what
yeah.
now?
Food's not here. What do we do?
2-3 words, sentences. Not very good.
Midway through the silence, it's just a rumble from my stomach. Just
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, back to the 3 of you. You finally make your way into Almondsthorpe. No cart means you don't really have to get checked in. The guards just make sure that you're safe to enter. You're not gonna try and you're not brigands or anything. You make your way in, and The smell of fresh cooked food comes from the right as you look over towards this mishmash tavern building.
Is it a food that I would have smelled or recognized or have hunted before?
Up here, no. You would not have had like mountain goat before. You have mountains on the island, yes, but any goats that may have lived there have been eaten by the new fauna.
This has been a few days since the other guys, or us two, have showed up, right?
Yes, they would. Y'all would get here about like 2 or 3 days after Mihangil's arrival in Almansthorpe.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all have 2 more days of silence.
Basically, throughout this whole trip, Moon's just reading book information and like inquiring about Kyurei, and then learning more too about Mycena.
And I would imagine getting increasingly frustrated that you are heading in the exact opposite direction of the Red Library.
It pains me, but I mean, you know, Moon just like knowledge is power, so we'll see where this goes.
Kyurei taking interest in a lot of the local fauna, and whenever we get to the river areas, the fish and other wildlife that is present in these areas. Just all
Okay.
extremely exotic to her.
Oh yeah, I would imagine that you would have stopped in during one of the river bridge crossings to try and get something.
Oh, easily. Yeah, absolutely.
Moon would have assisted any way he could have because he does enjoy his fish.
Yeah. If you want to make a survival check with advantage, Kyurei,
Okay.
with like Moon and Mycena's help to get food along the way. I imagine Mycena probably gives out good berries, but however. 13, you find a decent spot to fish. There look to be, this is where I'm going to have to lean on Daniel because I'm not good at ecology. River fish, what would be a good, decent sized river fish?
As in just sheer size or species?
Okay, cold climate.
Cold
size.
climate. Yeah, you're looking at maybe 2 foot.
Okay, so like a
3 foot?
trout of some kind?
Yeah, trout of some kind, big trout.
Okay.
If you're doing salmon in that area, then you can
Could
get
be.
up to like 3.5 foot 4.
Yeah, I think with a 13 survival check, it'd be like a good trout, but it'd be somewhere along the lines of like 1.5 to 2 foot. Not terribly big, but big enough, and you could probably catch a couple of them. With
Maybe a pike.
Maybe. Maybe that depends on the. First off, the dexterity check I'm gonna ask you to make. Or first of all, are you doing spearfishing or are you doing the rod?
Depends on how hungry Kyurei is. How hungry is Kyurei? She's been walking a while. She's hungry. She doesn't want to be patient. She wants to get in there. She's gonna spearfish.
Okay, so this will be pure strength checks.
Okay.
How quickly and powerfully can you jab this spear so that it doesn't get out the way?
All right. Let me know when.
This will be. Remember, you have, because this is part of your fishing equipment. So this will still count as the +1 stuff.
Okay.
So it'll be whatever you roll on this strength check +1. This will be indicative of your entire fishing day.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And a 14. You catch a few good ones, like stated. You got a few salmon that are about 1.5 to 2 feet, and you did manage to get a single trout that's around 2 feet as well. Big trout and a couple of decent sized salmon. So everybody can get a fish if they want.
Moon's just in the water with like his hands just trying to like noodle and catch fish like blindly, and he's like, Mycena, come join us. Having a good old time.
Okay. Sure. I think I have to fish. I like just try to grab them with my hands because I have no idea.
Yeah. Moon's doing the same thing.
Like,
So you watch Moon and try to mimic him.
And you look over, and Kyurei has like 3 of them on the same javelin.
Moon just has his dagger out and he's just trying to stab, like...
Do I have my bonk stick?
Yeah, you have your quarterstaff.
Start bonking the fish.
Stun them long enough. You know what? How about this? You both can make a high dexterity check, the both of you combined, or one with you with advantage.
You could also try using your thorn whip.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot
keep it out of the
about
water.
Good.
Oh,
Either way.
we're reading spells in this.
That's a cantrip.
Let's see.
Okay.
I was really thinking about like Mycena bonking it and stunning the fish long enough for Moon to stab it and drag it out of the water.
No, I'm just gonna Arms of Hadar in the water.
Oh no!
away from everybody, but Arms of Hadar.
How do I do this?
You want to throw that in the
Oh,
chat?
I don't even know if I have my spells.
It's okay. I'll just look up. I'll look up Arms of Hadar to make
Spells?
sure it doesn't have any, super adverse effects.
Here, I'll
Click that now, go back.
Is that in the campaign chat or?
There you go.
I got you, David. Here you go.
Where's there it is. Okay. Each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw on a failed save. Okay.
10
So
damage.
each creature, they don't have. They have 1 health, and every creature in. Okay, that's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. I imagine Carrie's not too terribly happy about this.
Kira, being a hunter, is hunting. She's honestly probably too focused on her task to notice what they're doing, even though with they're disturbing the water. They are distracting her and her sensitive hearing.
I will say, I seen if you make a survival check real quick, that 11 does hit. I just want to see what you catch with the thorn whip.
Okie dokie.
'Cause Moon's catching everything. Moon's catching a great deal of fish all at once, but they're going to be dead bodies floating down the river with no way to grab them.
I'm a speedy boy.
You can be a speedy boy running through the water, Mr. Catman. Yes.
I rolled a 14.
Got a good sized pike somewhere around.
Nice.
2 feet.
It's got a big maul.
Do I need to roll and see how much I catch?
Creatures within 10. You batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. It's 10 feet around you. That's a 20-foot diameter in the middle of the river.
Pretty solid.
Roll a d20 number of fish to see how many were around you with your splashing and splooshing. 8 fish. 8 fish done died. 2 of them are on the other side of you, so they're already floating down the river away from you. You make a dexterity check to see how many you can catch before they could float away.
Oh yeah.
You get all 6 of them. You somehow manage to with your cloak.
Yeah.
And you
Robes. Yeah. The robes.
She's got like a bag of dead, like the naturally dead fish with actual X's over their eyes. Dead fish. Mycena pulls up with this thorn whip from her quarterstaff. Like, I imagine for fishing, that's what Mycena would do with a thorn whip from the quarterstaff. It pulls back this giant pike, and then Curie comes around the bend with 3 good-sized fish on a stick.
Looks like we eaten good tonight, eh?
Oh, yeah.
This is wonderful.
What are y'all gonna do to the ecology around here, man?
Oh.
Wait, isn't my character supposed to be like taking care of invasive species or something like that? Like, yeah, I declare this fish invasive. No one needs to know.
Nate's character is good at fishing. Y'all go on for just a second. Nate's character is really good at fishing and doing spear fishing. No.
So,
Connor and I had a good day.
Yeah, Daniel and I had a
He
good time.
nice. He had a
Talking
nice
of
time
Bree.
fishing.
Yeah, he's
And
talking.
Michelle's character's like, I'm gonna do Storm.
Yeah, we were messaging back and forth while the other three were doing their thing.
Peter would like.
Peter
Yeah, Gil? How's it
We
sound?
went bar hopping.
Bree said Peter's now shitting, farting, and what else? At the same
Crying.
time? And crying at the same time.
We Spotty took a screenshot.
Oh, you took a
Peter would like
screenshot of
to know your
that, Connor?
location.
No, I'm just. They were talking about Nick and
Oh.
the bodily functions that were going on, and I said his body took a screenshot.
We didn't say that about Nick. We were saying that about Peter, about y'all,
Oh,
and then the fishing.
We are PETA. What?
eating tasty animals.
No, we are PETA. Look, listen. I am the shrooms druid that takes care of the forest. These are my two furry
I am
companions.
the Lorax. I speak for the trees.
I am the fucking Lorax.
Bree decided to point out that my crater looks like a COVID.
It's like a what?
A COVID.
Oh,
Like the
That's okay.
molecule. Yeah. Alright, thanks.
Is that a church in the middle of the river?
No, it's a city.
Oh.
Alright,
and it's 2 rivers.
there's two.
Don't tear up my book, Bean.
So,
Whatever.
so y'all
No.
do stop for the evening after this and have like a feast of fish and some amount left over, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
But you
Smoke
do
these
make-
for later.
I mean, smoke them now, and then you just have fish jerky in the morning.
It is now when you realize that rabbits are indeed omnivores.
You've seen Monty Python.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
about to say.
Alright, but y'all do make y'all's way to Almondthorpe. I would say with the 1, 3, and then 6, so 10 fish. I would say y'all probably eat a collective of 4 fish, and then have the 6 smoked and ready left over. But you reach Almondthorpe, and like I said, when you first got here, there was the tavern to your right that smells of like other foods that was like different meats that you hadn't had before. But would they see you two outside at all?
Oh, possibly. Both of us limping our way back to the tavern.
We decided to have a friendly sparring match.
Where was this?
Do,
We were
would you like
messaging
us to
Walt.
replay our day?
Sure.
All right.
So Daniel messaged me, or actually, you go ahead and read your parts.
It is not scripted, by the way.
Just in one of the silences the next day, or food tour.
Hey, next
Food tour sounds good.
Orcish.
I haven't had Orcish before.
All right. You want me in on this, or y'all just gonna go for it?
I mean, we
Nah,
we can just read it as we did.
Go for it.
Yeah. So we go about our food tour.
So what can you do to save the world?
Well,
I really just fall back on just my strength with this and just gestures to my great maul that I have on my back.
well, I'm pretty good with this blade, and I gesture at the rapier, and I'm decent with traps and locks. I've made my way into several locations I shouldn't have been if you follow.
I really just have trap skills with comes down to hunting.
Oh no, I meant disarming the traps.
So if you get caught in my trap, you can disarm it.
I don't think I'll get caught in your trap.
You would seem to be smarter than a little bird then. Shall we spar? See what the other is capable?
Sure, I'll go for a bout with you.
Just I'll try not to hurt you too much. So just please do return the same kindness.
Oh, of course. A friendly match.
Bout goes down, and then now we're walking back to the tavern all beat up.
Yep.
Alright.
So y'all are approaching as we are approaching?
Yeah. Bruised and limping, I would imagine.
No.
Not the best of conditions.
Definitely tired.
Slouching, but still taller than most people around.
About as hard hitting as the Oscars, right?
Oof. Sir. He went there.
Alright, you just put the ball on the tee, I had to swing.
Kire is too distracted by the smell of the foods to notice the two limping forward.
There.
To notice the lion man?
Kire is very distracted by the smell of these foods. She has
So
not
is the
smelled them
lion
before.
man?
Yeah,
Moon's-
so it's
What's
Moon.
the perception rolls for?
Moon's too deep
Thematic.
into the book, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Moon's
to
too
see,
deep.
those
right
are
now.
to see if they can see the giant lion man and the elvie boy walking down the street limping.
I just lean over. Do you think the two drooling right there, is that them?
Probably. I don't know too many other. I mean, I haven't seen too many Tabaxi or Harangon, and there's a wood elf with them, so that looks like our trio.
The
With
wood elf
that-
is staring right at us.
Moon just trips with that nat 1 too. Moon just trips and falls. To the dirt.
Oh yeah,
I
Like,
stare
uh,
at these.
I'd imagine.
He gets up and just says, "Not again."
I imagine looking for the food. Curie's like almost down on all fours, like ears pinned down behind, sniffing the ground, trying to chase it, and then Moon just accidentally steps on your ear and falls over.
Meanwhile,
The world will do.
I guess my character still is uncomfortable because now we're in a town again, but at least it's a little bit smaller than the last one. And I stare directly at the two weirdos that are all beaten up, and I'm like,
I wouldn't say it's necessarily smaller than the human capital. It is just shorter. It is much shorter. It is about the same like size wise as the human capital. It just not not vertical.
It's
less dense.
Sprawling.
it's less dense. It's more sprawling, and it's a collection of bunch of different races together.
Okay. And because of that, my character's kind of more high alert and hyper vigilant. Seeing as I've never been really this far out. And I try to nudge over to Moon, who apparently is tripped over, and to Kire, like, hey, aren't those two the guys we met in that weird dream of sorts?
I stand up, stretch my back, wave.
Kire breaks out of her trance, looks over. Oi! You're from the dreams, aren't you?
You know that face you make when you hear a really loud noise and you weren't ready for it? That's exactly what Oaksis just did. Just
Yeah.
not
Feel that.
disgust, just off guard. Just
Hey, Kire. Or,
Aye,
remember that race we were talking about?
Correct.
Yeah, that's them.
You want to race to
Alright.
them?
you bet your ass we will.
what are they talking about?
How far away are they?
They are a good 120 feet.
Oh, I can clear that easy. I'm gonna subtle cast Expeditious Retreat. In a flash.
Is that magic?
Yeah.
Well, he subtle cast it, so we would.
Oh, Subtlecast, never mind.
Yeah. And on 3, 2, 1, go. On Kiri's counter, Mycena's count. Whoever wishes to take it. Yeah.
You could find a pebble on the ground, toss it up, and when it hits the ground, go.
I'll do it.
Or my scenic, yeah. My scenic could count you down.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question about something. Hold on, real quick.
What's the question?
Checking a spell.
Like when you move your spells in, it's vast moon of the night sky. When it's just you typing stuff, it's just moon.
Well, that one came from D&D
D&D
Beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Which one are you looking for?
And is this the one you put on the spell thing?
Oh, no, the cantrip Gust
Mhm.
is not in this book.
I don't know how to read it without pulling up the.
Seeing Miguel stand up straight, I straighten up as well. Full 6'9" frame.
Oh, I was wondering if I could use that spell on them for fun, but no. I don't think it'll work.
But the race goes.
The race is happening.
Oh, the race is happening? Alright.
Okay.
Moon's gonna let Kiri get like a few steps in before he double dashes, and then feline agility's his way for 120 feet.
Yeah.
Within the span of 6 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Startled and still just coming from a fight, I get my maul ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I roll out of the way.
Okay.
I feel like
Mycena, seeing that this chaos is about to happen,
Just brace.
she decides to cast Entangle.
On who?
One
It's a 20-foot square,
Oh,
Who?
starting at a point. So, like, I'm guessing between us, like, right as they're going through it.
Oh.
It's on
And you
the-
know, anyone else in the throwaway?
Yeah.
So,
Let's
here-
We're gonna roll a pure luck check and see if there's any these civilians walking in between y'all.
oh, I didn't realize it.
Wait, do I need to make a strength save in this?
We're about
Yeah.
to find out, ain't we?
Oh.
There's a couple and they're easy enough to dodge. Any lower and it would have been worse.
It's a 20-foot square, so yeah, I guess they're out of the range of it.
Yeah.
Some random civilians,
Oh,
pedestrians.
well, that's on them. That's what they get for being in the way.
So yeah, anyone in the area must make a strength saving throw.
As a
So are you trying to catch
as a role-playing point.
Moon and
Kyrie Oxus.
Kiri?
I'm trying, I'm assuming you guys they're racing and they're like in it. They're not even like focused, and you guys are drawing your weapons or getting ready to fight. So
Yeah.
I just want to trap you all, like, hey.
Well,
now
you'd have
chill.
to wait until like they get to us because it's only a 20-foot square.
Can I do that? Where's
Also
that?
sounded like Mihail. God damn, I can't say it. Backed off. Mihangel backed off.
Yeah, I said I like as soon like I see this cat running right up in my face, I'm like ducking down an alley or something.
120 feet in 6 seconds. He's in your face and he's like, "Hi, I'm Moon."
Bitch, we
Oh,
went.
shit.
He just got hand extended, and he just kind of touches you, and he's like, he looks back and he's like, "I'm in."
Yeah, the best I've got is 70 feet. I get up to 60 feet, and I do, 55 feet, I do my rabbit hop to try to get a little bit more speed, but that cat's gone.
Yeah.
I just love the image of just like this bolt of black lightning just hi, I'm Moon.
Yeah,
Hand
and so I got both hands on my maul. It's raised, and I'm just staring down at him.
I need to make a.
It's up to you.
I don't know if he swings at me.
No, I'm not. I'm not swinging. I'm just looking at you. Not sure what just happened.
Oh, we had a race and I won.
I lower my maul.
Yeah.
I stand up.
Hello. He just peeks over and looks at Mahangil. You were in the dream, yes? Yeah. As we
You
all
are fast.
Oh yeah. You learn how to run in the Feywild.
Bet you do.
Took y'all long enough to get here.
I mean, we had to come from Jazentria, so, you know, we'll need to be smarmy.
That's fair.
You want fish?
I take fish.
I'll take fish.
I'm just gonna dig out some fish. Some of the smoked fish. Give them each a smoked fish.
Thank you.
Decently smoked.
Inside tavern? I gestured to the tavern to go inside.
Which one are you going into? The mishmash or the dwarven one?
Mishmash. I don't know. Is that the one that which one were they drooling at?
This is the closest one that they were at, because Kiri had never had smoked goat before, like cooked
Whichever
goat
one they were drooling at, I believe, is the one I'll gesture to.
Yeah. That would be the mishmash.
Alright, then let's go. We were here... Was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
I think it was 2.
Okay.
We do need to step back for a couple days and roleplay Mihangil for a second.
Oh, also, I suppose we all need to make strength saves for Mycena's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Real quick, do that. Everybody, strength save.
Drink safe.
Oh no. Please no. Please no. don't
I
make me
was
do this.
wondering, I was like, wait,
Yes, I'm the only one.
You got everyone in it.
No.
then technically,
We're too far away. Me and Connor were further than 90 feet.
No, she waited. Oh, you're right.
Eh?
It's got a 90-foot range.
I would assume she would have gotten closer, man.
So yeah, you walk when
Okay,
they're racing,
that
you, just you like run forward 30 feet and then cast it on all of us.
Yeah. So and then Kiri.
Wait, no. Cure pass.
Cure
Yes, that's what I'm
pass.
And
I'm getting at that.
Oxus pass.
I'm getting at that.
Well,
Oxus failed. The strength
Oxus-
save, the DC is
Oxus
14.
wasn't trying to move. Oxus was standing still.
Oh wait, spell save 14. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking at me. My bad. I was looking at the wrong character sheet.
You nerd.
So wait, does that mean I don't win the race?
Oh, you win. You get there first, but Curie sees it happening like ahead of her because it spreads from the center point and is able to bound over it. You get there first, but you are also stopped, and Curie lands next to you. Moon dust. Back in the joke.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Could
I see no why.
could you let us out?
And
no.
Moon's just looking like a cat wrapped up in a blanket, or like, you know, just tangled in something that doesn't want to be tangled. And you just gotta.
Cure looks back to Mycena and just big yell. It's okay. They're from the dreams.
Okay. I was just worried. So I dispel.
You can do that at any point. As a point of order for your specific roleplay, Mycena, because I would find this important for you. Any other time you've cast Entangle in your woods, it has always been like healthy green vines. This was like almost like black brambles and briars.
Oh no. I guess I'd be. Well, that's unusual. That's not how it's supposed to look.
Because I picture druid spells as calling from the land that they're around.
That makes sense. Is there a way to know if that like implies that the land is like cursed, or like I don't know? What does that say, or is it?
That this land is cursed, as far north as it is.
Oh, right.
Because that tower is influencing the land to the north.
Oh. No spatial awareness. Got it.
So spatial awareness, meteorology.
Good one. I guess that, yeah. So I guess that just tells me there's urgency. So you have to spell it.
Alright.
Shall we get some food?
You and I think alike.
Please, please, I want to try this.
Oh yeah. And
What is
the first thing you see as you walk in? There's a server going by. He looks to be like a teenage Goliath boy, and he's carrying like on a tray. It looks to be like, I guess, the staple you would think, with how many of them there are on this platter, of about 5 what looks to be like meat pies.
I want all 5 of those.
Well, they were quite good. We had them a couple days ago when we were here.
quite filling? You would say 5, but 1 would fill you up, I guarantee.
You would know that they would be like essentially like goat meat shepherd's pie.
Ooh.
So, what we're gonna name?
Walk over to the table, sit down. Gesture
I
to
ask
the
as
others.
we walk over.
My name's Kiri. Kiri Longstrider.
Pleasure to meet you, Kire. I am Oxus.
And I'm Mycena. Circle Spore Spirit from
The World Tree.
from the World Tree.
And you? I gesture to the cat.
Oh, I'm a vast moon of the night sky from Feldspar on the land of Jarzensria out to the west. Same with Curie.
And I am Mihangel. I come from the High Elven capital down south.
Interesting to see all of you. Quite surreal.
So are you a high elf?
Yes.
Hmm. Don't look like it.
You could,
So,
if you want to make a deception persuasion, however you want to roll that.
You're saying Mycena too?
She can make an insight check if she would like.
Oh, me. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
While they're having this heated conversation, can I get 2 meat pies?
All right. You want
You
an
see
insight
the,
against that?
sure.
You see the Goliath team server just swings by with the platter that he has and drops 2 on the table, as if he had those ready to go for anybody, because that is the staple.
Well, you don't look like a high elf. Seem kind of a bit scrawnier.
And why should I have to take that from you, you feral beast?
Hey!
Hey,
I'm full-blooded wood elf.
Y'all
And
should
I
get
am
some
a
meat
full-blooded
pies.
high elf.
No.
Well, to make you feel any better, I've never seen a high elf before, so I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna detect thoughts.
Well, I'll
on
tell
the
you what,
target.
Kiri, that is not a high elf. Don't
Detect
fool.
thoughts
Don't be
on
fool. I can
Mihangel?
tell.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing the surface level.
Yeah. Oh, it's not given the full description.
It's fine. I understand it with the amount of campaign 3 I'm watching.
Yeah.
So surface level thoughts. What are your surface level thoughts?
Yeah.
He fully believes he is a high elf because he was born to 2 high elven parents. He was corrupted by the Fell Tower, but he believes himself to be a high elf.
Exactly. The logic you can't
Does
say
it-
inward.
Does it?
No
Does
is
he
the only
mention
one.
the bell tower in his
Probably.
forethought of like I was corrupted, sure, but I'm still high elf.
Would it be at the forefront of your mind in somebody contesting your status?
When I was just called a half breed, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like I understand I was corrupted, but I am a high elf. I was born to 2 high elven parents.
Moon's just gonna mentally be like, I understand to you, Hangil. And then just be like,
You know, I
well,
hadn't thought of how he would react to telepathy.
mm,
I would imagine it wouldn't be too uncommon amongst.
That's true. That's fair.
You just wouldn't have access to it
Yeah.
because of something like that.
He tells the truth. Something dark in his past. Anywho, meat pies.
My face already covered in the first one.
Yeah.
They're good.
Carrie digging
Oh.
in halfway finished with hers.
Oh, he only brought 2 and you've taken. Okay. Oxus, did you say you used to live in Jazentria?
As 3 more
not.
pies are dropped in front of one of each of you.
Have not said it, but I was.
Oh, I thought you said it or mentioned it in the dreamscape thing.
You did
I did?
mention in the dream that it had been a long time since you had been back there.
Yeah.
I thought I mentioned that to Mihail.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me whenever we met up
At the
first
bar.
day.
oh, then I scratch that then. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah,
Would
no.
we? Yeah. So,
It has been a while since I've been there.
oh. Are you? I know Tabaxi, like myself, are from the Feywild. Are Leonin?
We live up north outside of the confines of
You
The
were
city.
from the Feywild.
and we were from the Feywild.
Our paths may have crossed at some point, or not. Who knows?
I can assure you they have not.
Probably. I spent all my time indoors.
Evening
I'm
now?
no longer eating my pie.
Yeah.
The introductions are important. I'll stay here. But my mind does wander to lightening a few coin purses.
I'm still detecting this because it lasts for a minute.
Yeah, no, it's not of the party.
It's like at the tail end of your of the detect thoughts, you get like something along the lines of I imagine like a couple of these purses could do with being a bit lighter.
Yep.
Again, mentally want to be like, as long as you don't rob me or the other people, like at this table, we'll be fine.
I glance over, like surprised that he heard that, but I nod.
Moon just kind of nods back.
So, who the heck is Adric?
Would I have heard of him?
As a high elf, you can make. You're probably the only one who could. You can make a history check.
With the amount of reading I do, and I know.
You could also make one, but that's specifically because you're a nerd and he's a high elf. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not enough. You know that he mentioned the heroes of old,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as you're aware, there was only 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned the heroes of old, but I'm drawing a blank on their names, but I do not believe Adric was one of them. There were 5, I believe.
He said his mistress. Well,
I don't think of anybody. That just sounds scandalous.
I do not believe that is what he meant.
Oh, I don't either, but still, that's all that came to mind.
It's a possibility.
In the middle of this conversation, you start to hear very dimly outside. Like an alarm sound going off.
I phase out of my thought.
Ooh. So have they called
Something.
to arms?
Something is here.
Ooh, you don't need to make a perception check. You'll
I
see
know,
it
I
when
know.
you step outside.
I know. Kira hears it, but she likes her pie.
I'll go ahead and rush out. I feel like I've eaten a good half of my pie, and any excuse to dine and dash is a good one.
Fair enough. But you all rush outside, and you're looking around, looking for what it could be, and then all of a sudden, the midday sun is blotted. As this, honest to God, 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons size colossal blue dragon just does a flyby over this town.
AC 130.
Oh no.
It is massive. And it just flies by the town, letting loose an angry roar as it travels north from the mountains to the south as it heads towards the northern peaks.
Moon just walks back indoors. He said, "No."
Yeah, I try to take cover of some kind underneath an awning, or.
If anybody at this point would like to make a perception check.
Dragon?
Would you like to make a perception check?
Sí, por favor. A dragon? We gonna see one of those right now? I guess not.
I go from staring up to looking down.
When you see it, you see it, and as long as there's one more perception check, I think. Oh no, Moon went inside. Moon said no.
Yeah, Moon went inside. Moon said, "If I'm
Okay.
gonna die, I'm gonna at least have one of these one of these pies first."
Moon pie.
Moon pie.
I realized it as soon as I said it. No, just one of these meat pies.
As long as Mihungil and Curie pointed out to you, Mycena and Oxus, you will see this. You see two things as long as they pointed out, do you?
What is it that I'm seeing?
You see as this dragon is flying away, clutched in one of its back legs, looks to be a cluster of blue rock, sort of. Like you could imagine, it just looks like a bundle of sapphire, like deep blue sapphire in its back claw, and you watch as it just crunches, and what looked like rock shatters into this mix of what I can only describe as pre-mixed egg yolk and blood, as it is then dropped from about a half mile in the air to the ground outside the city.
Well, I thought that was a sapphire, and I pointed out, but that looks like a lot of blood.
From what we can see, does it look like there's any mass to it, or does it just look yolky mess?
It's a bit far away, but with a 21, I would say that there doesn't seem to be any mass. Like if there was any, it was just misted or just turned into puddle at that point, because it was just crushed and then dropped from a half mile in the air. If there's any mass left, it ain't there. It has changed states of matter. It is now a liquid.
And the dragon keeps flying off.
keeps flying to the north.
Did it crush something?
Yeah.
Yes.
It looked like
And
a.
upon-
Sorry, go ahead.
Upon being shown, you would see it happen, and I would imagine your blood goes cold a little bit.
Yeah, no, my blood went cold seeing it because then I looked down, and that's why I missed what crushed.
Yeah. As well as the second thing that you would see, you would know the guard is running around. The guard are being reinforced with what looks to be like soldiers wearing blood red tabards as they sprint on by alongside the guards. And you would also notice that like a lot of the civilian population would also like take up arms and head to like the walls where the dragon flew away from, just to see if it's coming back and like to defend. Amongst them, you would see the even the teenage the Goliath server and from the bar has rushed out and is heading to the walls, as well as the ginger bartender at the other dwarven estate. Every able-bodied person is rushing the gates to keep them.
It's time to fight.
Well, is there much fighting to do if he's flying away?
I'd like to walk back into the bar. You said every able-bodied person had rushed out to go fight the dragon.
Except Moon.
Are there any coin purses left? Someone getting ready to pay left their wallet as they rushed out.
No, I don't think that one. But if you want to,
I'm not gonna have that count as like one of my successful checks. I'm just
no. You can make an investigation check for me.
Am I on Mihango? I'm on Mihango. Damn it!
Mihango, we must go.
Looks like everything was tied up.
All right.
Mihongle, don't worry, I already checked. But I did
As he's digging into the rest of Curie's meat pie.
I did score some other from the kitchen though, so you know. Like, more, so.
I think our priorities might be a little misaligned, but I appreciate it.
He just tosses you one and we proceed. But Moon does pay for this. I don't want anybody to think like he just straight up stole it. He leaves like 2 gold on the counter.
I sit it behind the bar.
Yeah.
All good.
All right, I guess
I would say 2 gold is quite a lot for the meat pies.
Yeah, they're good meat pies.
No, they are good meat pies, but they're only like a silver apiece.
I mean, how many did we have? We had a good amount.
5,
At 5.
6.
Okay.
You paid 4 times the price.
Moon doesn't get out. He doesn't know what tipping is.
Apparently he does.
Apparently
he does.
He just thinks it's normal, you know.
Yeah.
Dysentria, you know.
That's another thing. In Dysentria,
Or Feldspar, I guess.
in Feldspar in general, all of your basic needs are met in Feldspar.
Ooh.
So housing is taken care of as long as there's room availability. Your basic needs for food and medicine are taken care of. Anything else that you want to do, that's what you have a job for.
Yeah.
Well, Oaks just starts marching with everyone else.
Yeah.
Angrily.
And as you make it to the wall, you watch as that dragon just continues on fucking flying. As he heads towards the North Peaks.
That's why Curie said, what defense is there if he's just gonna keep flying? He's not coming to hunt us. It's obvious. If he wanted to hunt, man, we'd be running.
I'm kind of just shocked by the dragon.
Yeah. Just so you're aware, Colossal is not a size in 5e.
Nope.
It is like
Unfortunately.
3.5 and 4e. That's the size that the Tarask in 3.5 was. It was monstrous.
We got
Like
Gargantuan.
this thing's wingspan is bigger than Gargantuan.
Ooh.
This thing's wingspan, if it sat down in the middle of this town, could cover about half of it. It is, I cannot stress this enough, fucking huge.
4.
All the words that Kiri is saying is with a brave face. Her tail is spiky and shaking a bit.
Moon just walks up and, hands him half of his meat pie, and he's like, I ate the rest of yours. What did I miss? Oh. Is it gone?
The big dragon. What I know what a dragon is, being on Gisentria of my entire life.
Yeah. That's on Gisentria is primarily what?
You said the word.
Damn it!
Ooh, what did I miss?
I can't say a specific word. I can't say dragon.
Can't say
He
drag.
did it again.
Oh.
So what happens now that you've said it?
You can either add an additional word, or I can't say it for a longer period of time.
What do you want?
You can't say meat pie.
He can't say beer
I was gonna
or
say
ale.
I. You can't say I.
Well, no, it's
I-
Zelda buddies because they're the
Oh
one.
yeah.
Do it. Do the thing.
And we figured no.
Can't say I.
Meat pies.
Oh, but they're so good.
What are they?
These dishes of baked meats.
Okay.
No, I can't give it to you, Kiri.
No.
That, I believe, is where we're going to call it, with you all standing on the northern wall of Almondsthorpe, watching as this blue dragon has seemingly crushed other blue eggs and have just thrown them to the ground.
Ah, eggs. That's what they were.
At this point, Oxus just walks to the nearest area to kind of like he finds the nearest bathroom.
And find an outhouse.
Find an outhouse. But if that's where we're leaving off, we gotta stop there.
I do want to, for anybody that's actually watching the stream, I do want to go through some of the homebrew rules that I'm doing. That way, because I think Noah's the only one that I haven't talked to about most of these. But that way we can refresh everybody, so everybody knows what the rules I'm implementing are. All the goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Good juicy fun.
Starting off for the homebrew rules, I'm implementing a stat called engagement. What that is entitled is being able to be in combat with multiple adversaries without suffering adverse effects. Everybody has an engagement stat of 1, so you can 1v1 an opponent without issue. Martial classes get a +1 to engagement, so they naturally have a stat of 2. So it helps enemies more than it's going to help the players. But what it means is if you are in combat with more people than your engagement stat can handle, you're going to start suffering negatives, meaning if you try to attack some person while you're in combat with 2 people, you'll have a -2 to that attack. If you're in combat with 3 people, you'll have a -4, and so on and so forth. Martial classes are a bit better at handling multiple combatants in combat. Then the bonuses for the engagement stat go towards if your strength reaches 20, you get a +1 to engagement, and if your dex reaches 20, you get a +1 to engagement. So someone like Curie, who potentially is going to have maxes in dex and strength, could have a engagement of 4, barring any magical item help. Here's where it's going to get rough. Unconsciousness. Your first down, when you get back up from your first time of being unconscious, that's nothing. If you go down once more before taking a long rest, you suffer a point of exhaustion, and those are compounding until you take a long rest. If you go down 7 times before a long rest, that's death.
6 exhaustions is death, or 6 points of exhaustion is death, and there are only 2 ways to remove exhaustion, that being,
Long rest
3,
and greater restoration.
but greater restoration, a long rest, a single one goes away, or if you're 10 levels of ranger, a short rest will remove one.
I'm also going to be implementing stuff like flavor, giving bonuses. If you want to just say, it's like, hey, I cast a spell, then you can cast a spell, and that's it. That it'll do it'll do as marketed. But if you're going to be like, say, like somebody's casting Earthquake, and you say, like, you stomp the ground and to create the tremor that makes this earthquake. Look, you flavored it. Now some people might have disadvantage on their save because flavor gives goodness. Positive intelligence modifiers give you extra languages at every ASI. It's not an in place of your ASI or feat. It is in addition to your ASI or feat. Healing potions is if you take the action to drink the potion, then you get the full effect of it. Bonus action is a roll. I like that rule. It fits. The big one is downtime points. For every day spent not doing anything, so we'll say 6 days that you two were sitting around waiting on them to show up, that'll be 6 downtime points for y'all.
Right.
Sweet.
You two had to wait a while. Every day spent doing nothing accrues downtime, which can be spent to learn skills, languages, proficiencies, or even feats. But I'm still implementing the regular training that you can do without spending downtime points. It's faster, but it costs money. There are water-based elements. There's going to be some ship-to-ship combat, stuff like that I want to do. If we don't get to it, we don't get to it. But in terms of weaponry, the North is going to have a lot of ballistic weaponry. Like they will have like cannonade, and sometimes you'll find like in the big cities, in the north there'll be riflemen. But in the south, there won't be. There'll be more magical means and like traditional medieval like fantasy weaponry. This is because, as the saying goes, what is it? The mother of innovation. Like, what's the saying?
Necessity breeds innovation.
Something like that, yeah. Or desperation is the mother of innovation.
Yeah.
There's also dynamic weaponry. Weapons are not static in this game. It's not like a long sword is going to be the same as like the Warhammer. The only difference being their damage type. There's going to be like statistical differences and stuff, just bonuses like what I'm giving for. I'll have to go through everything for what y'all have to make it easier for me to figure out what I'm going to do. But I've already figured out for Oxus. Just making sure I say it right. Love God.
Just think oak, like the tree, and then
Yeah.
cis.
And that his maul, or like his giant blunt crushing weapon, is going to if he rolls an attack and he beats an enemy's AC by half of that AC. So if they have an AC of 14 and he rolls a 21, he's beat it by half. Then the enemy has to make a con save, DC 8 plus proficiency plus strength, or suffer -1 AC for the fight, as he dents and ruins the armor. And it can compound if he continues to hit that hard. So I'll have to figure out stuff like that for every other weapon type, but that's just something I'm giving to the weapons themselves. Something that's not going to be involved every time the weapon is swung like a feat would, but something that does make an impact if something big happens.
Yeah, just wait till the giant metalwork colossus hits us for 34.
Yep.
Or with 34 to hit.
The rules for crits, I'm doing a max the first die, roll the second. So if you're doing a longsword and you crit, you roll a d10 and then add the 10 from the second die. We're doing the overrun, tumble through, disarm, and hitting cover rules from, what was it, Pathfinder?
No, those are from the DMG.
Okay, from DMG. Overrun is what, like trample, sort of?
Yeah, you can make a. So normally you can't move through enemy squares unless they're at least 2 sizes larger or smaller than you. Overrun and tumble through are ways to make a check to do that. Overrun is a strength check, tumble through is a dex check.
Disarming is like you have to specifically call out whether if you're going to try and hit somebody's weaponry or not.
And it's an attack roll, but it doesn't deal damage, and there are rules for that are in the DMG as well.
And hitting cover means like if, say, like Mycena was, if Mycena was hiding behind Curie like she was, and somebody was to fire an arrow at her, but miss her AC. Miss Mycena's AC, but still be in the threshold to hit. Would it have to roll to hit the cover, or would it just hit the cover?
It would be if there's not a second roll. So if the roll is between Mycena's normal AC and the AC bonus from cover, then it would hit the cover.
Yeah.
So Mycena, correct. Like Mycena currently has an AC of 16. So with half cover, that would be 18. So if the attack roll was 16 or 17, it would miss Mycena, but hit whatever was providing her cover.
Yeah.
In your example, Curie.
Wait. So if they aim for Curie, they have to.
No, so you're hiding behind Curie.
I know, but if they aim for Curie, they have to pass on Curie's AC, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they aim for me and they want to hit Curie, then they have a better chance of.
I'm not a shithead. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
But if they would have missed your AC to begin with, it'll miss Curie.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's only the bonus from the cover.
Yeah.
That's 16, 17. Because cover provides +2 AC.
There are the mixing potions rules from the DMG that we'll be doing. So if people want to mix potions, I'll read up on that with you, and we can go through it if you want. We're already doing the personal side quests, which, as a side note, how does everybody feel about theirs?
I'm fine.
Wait, what was my side quest?
I don't know yet.
Your side quest was using symbiotic entity 50 times or gain resistance to bludgeoning piercing slash.
As well as immunity to like poison damage, like entirely.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Me neither. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Curie's is what, 25 crit kills?
Yes, 25 crit kills.
That seems like a lot.
It's supposed to be a campaign-long side quest that you're probably going to finish somewhere around level 10 and 11.
Fair enough.
Wow.
If he gets.
And with reckless attack, the crit is going to go up.
Yes, that makes more sense.
But it has to be crit kills specifically. If it turns out to be too difficult, like y'all are reaching level 7 or 8 and you're not making much progress, then I can move the goalpost a little bit closer.
I mean, with Great Weapon Master, that'll help too.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to move the goalpost. You can add hordes and a bunch of lower health enemies.
This is true. But that also counts as moving the goalpost, as putting little backboards in to help you get there.
I mean, in theory, he just starts killing a bunch of fish.
Yes, but again, like Connor just pickpocketing every single NPC. I'm not gonna. It's not. You gotta be worth something.
Somebody fear me. Somebody just keep fearing me.
I can do that.
Yeah, once again, I'm not gonna allow you to just cheese it.
No,
It has to be in those situations.
I am training him.
That's great. It's not happening. When it comes to IDing magical items, there is no free identify on a short rest. You have to either cast the spell, do an Arcana check, but if you're not really good at it, then you can take the entire hour to roll a 15 on the die plus whatever your Arcana bonus is. Just as you sitting there and like not exactly attuning to it, like trying to see what it would give you. That would give you the descriptions and stuff for most items, but anything more powerful is not going to be identifiable.
Is there something special about these meat pies that I can make an Arcana check about it?
I mean, I'll honest to God say that it's a different form of good berry that are like the green peas that are in the shepherd's pie.
Oh, Moon doesn't know. He's just too enamored with it.
That's 3 1s at least this session.
There, yeah. I see 3 on the screen right now. 2 rolled by Mehango.
Okay,
Yep.
So there's also the rule of taking 10, which is if you take 10 minutes, then you can take a 10 on the die no matter what. As long as you take your time, you'll eventually get it right. Like if you have time, like you're not pressed for time to investigate a room, you can just take the 10 minutes in order to get a 10 on the roll plus your investigation bonus. There is ammo for anybody that's going to be worried about that. It will only ever be tracked during a siege, meaning if we do like water combat, if a ship battle takes place, or if like you're in like a castle and it comes under siege, or you're sieging a castle. That's the only time ammo will ever be tracked. When it comes to the help action, and this is where y'all are going to start to hate me. If you're proficient in the skill with which you are helping somebody in, then the person who is getting the help may choose a +5 or advantage on the roll. The statistical average of advantage is a +5 normally. Like it's on average, the die goes up by 5 during an advantage roll. But you have to decide whether or not what you're doing before the roll. If you're not proficient in the skill with which you are helping, they are only allowed a +2. You're gonna be able to help them, just not as much as if you knew what you were doing as well. Is the tracking food, which the only time I'll ever worry about tracking food is like when y'all were traveling to Almondsthorpe, was you having the good berries on days in, days out until you were able to stop for fish. If you have the same type of like food and stuff for like over and over again, that's when I'm gonna just be like, y'all need to go get something different, just to like force like the 2 hunters in our group to go and do. If you don't say that you're going and doing, I'm going to assume that you're just good berrying for the day. I have plans for sanity rules, but I'm not quite sure what I want them to be just yet. If I had them set and ready, I would have had y'all all make a wisdom save at the end of the session when the dragon buzzed the town to see if y'all would have like saved or not, and it would have been like sanity damage, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that yet. There is a strength-based bow. It is a composite bow from Pathfinder. It uses strength for its damage, but dex for its aiming. That's a very basic way to put it. The other one is, I know we don't have a paladin, but paladins tied to gods of the hunt and stuff like that could range smite. I don't like the idea of like, I'm a goddess. I follow the goddess of the hunt, but I have to stab a thing. Also, don't sleep in armor. That's a big one. no matter what your armor is, there are issues if you sleep in armor. And what was it? You can train each other in skills that you're proficient with. I would say if you have expertise in the skill, you can train somebody to be proficient in the skill. Just as what Connor's throwing out there. And you can train to be expertise in a skill if you so want, but that one's going to cost you to go out and get money, or unless your class gives you expertise. So that does mean that over time, Mihangyo can train everybody to be stealthy. I would say yes, the jack of all trades would work that way, Connor. Who'll be throwing around all this stoof?
No, didn't. I didn't do text to speech.
I will say for players, I will only allow you to train one person at a time, and you can only train somebody to be proficient with one skill. You can't be like, all right, I'm gonna help train Moon in stealth, perception, and other stuff. You can't do that. That one's a bit dirty, I feel.
I mean, it would still take time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody.
I think we're gonna call it there. I just wanted to go through the homebrew rules. I know there's quite a lot of them, but last time I DM'd, I was overly giving, and I'm here to hurt you now.
Don't say that.
But I am you.
I learn things die. I'm kidding.
Okie dokie. Goodbye, everybody that was here for the stream. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are amazing. Next Monday, hopefully, check in, tune in. We'll be here, and y'all take it easy. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye, stream.
Adios.
Out of my house.